Okay. Let's
First time
see
the
what we
world's
got.
seen this.
Okay, so we're at Grosvenor Road Studios. I've got Guy with me here today. Guy Lewis from Winyard Guitars. He's brought a couple basses for me to check out. So you'll see through the rest of the day. Gonna have a little look and let's see what's going on. Today we are in the control room at Grosvenor Road Studios, up in the Midlands. Just chilling out in the control room, getting out these basses. Gonna have a little playthrough and see what's going on. No recording going on today, but we're just having a little playthrough. Guy, tell me, man, talk to me about what we've got with us today.
Hey, well, since I bumped into you at the Birmingham Guitar Show,
Yeah.
a couple of things have come along, but the main one being the first Winyard 5-string.
Okay, and this is
bass.
Winyard Guitars. How can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram as Winyard Guitars, on the great World Wide Web at spanked-mojo.com, spankedwithmojo.com, and then a little bit of Facebook pages, Winyard Guitars as well. So there's plenty of social media stuff available. But we can do a little bit of video and get these basses smoking a bit.
It's going to be super chilled. We're just going to have a little first playthrough. Is it the first playthrough, the amp?
Yeah.
Okay.
First
Let's
time
see
the
what we
world's
got.
seen this.
It's the big moment. Okay. Here we go. Here is a tasty bit of a passive 5. Talk me through it, guy. Talk me through what we got going on here.
Well, I've got a alder-bodied, lightly relicked vintage cream body with a temporary pick guard.
Yeah.
Because this is a client's guitar and he doesn't want the pick guard, but it kind of looks nice on there as a visual.
Do you like it?
Block inlays on a rosewood fronted maple board.
Let me just get a close up on the finish on this neck, because
This is a rubbed finish. I stain it and then rub it back with true oil, which I make myself.
yeah, because I was going to say it's kind of got that almost satin
Yeah, I
thing
don't-
when people say satin finish, but that's not accurate, is it? For
No,
yours?
it's a rubbed finish and then wet sanded back to this really smooth flavour. It's got a slight bit of wear on it going on to match this sort of body.
It's almost like it's under the grain is like underneath the wood. If that doesn't make any sense, but I know what I'm saying. It's coming through very nicely, and this is making it look more glossy with the lighting than it actually is. But it's a really kind of smooth, slightly matted.
So all mine have that sort of soft finish.
Yeah.
I don't like glossy necks. I find a bit sticky once you get digging in. And that's the same all the way around then.
Yeah, and
Logo, serial number,
that's it.
shallow tuners, which I think are probably some of the best around and work really nicely, and a couple of bare knuckle, I think it's their 60s set.
Yeah,
And a shallow bridge, which is a shallow 3D5 bridge, which is fully adjustable
okay.
up and down and left and right with the roller bridges, so you can put the strings exactly where you want them, which is quite a cool thing.
That is good to know. Talk to me about the bare knuckles. Why
Well, they're known for their vintage inspired guitar pickups, but
Right.
I built a bass for a guy who wanted their bass pickups in, and since then they're kind of my go-to bass pickup because they have a beautiful natural woody flavour to them.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants any other type of pickups, that's absolutely fine. I've got no hang up with that. But as a go-to, they're a great starting place and have a real, as I say, a real old school feel to them.
That's it, and you're based in Leamington Spa, right?
Yeah, so I'm right in the middle of the UK, about as far from the sea as you can get.
And then is it you're open to people coming down and have a conversation with you?
Yeah, definitely. I usually have a few things that we can try out, see what they feel, see what they like, what they don't like, neck sizes, shapes. I carve all my own necks. So people like a fat neck or a C or a V or a shallow D. Everything
Yeah,
can
so
be
it's
accommodated.
properly customizable, and
Yes.
I've been down to the workshop myself. It's a cool experience seeing the guitars that are currently in build. They're currently in the mid-build state. I saw this whilst it was in bits, just the body at the time and the neck. So it's really cool to see it come together now, and it's going to be really good to to play it. I'm gonna have a little plug in and playthrough, just going through this little Ampeg combo amp, just to give you guys an idea, and it's going straight into the mic on this DJI Pocket 3. So nothing fancy, but we're just gonna have a playthrough and see what we've got. This is just neck pickup, tone all the way.
It's volume and tone either side, and then
It's not neck pickup. This is why I'm getting confused. Okay, so blend is in the middle.
Yep.
Volume top.
Yep.
Tone bottom.
Yep.
Got you.
However people want them. The nice thing about doing all the wiring is that
Volume, blend, tone. I was wrong. Okay, so let's just go tone fully on, both pickups. Low B is good because it's 34-inch scale length, but the low B is still there. I'm not getting any cutting from that. The tension's nice, and that was just full tone. Let's go to about halfway. I like kind of tone being a little bit off a lot of the time. That kind of gives me a nice sweet spot. You still get a strong kind of slap feel, but you get more of that kind of soul-y vibe. I find there's more of a warmth, weirdly, like not. It's almost like you just take off some of the, just a tiny bit of the harshness, but you still got definition.
Make your mid-range a bit clearer.
Yeah. Still halfway and all the way off.
Synth bass.
And that's both, and then if we okay, so neck is bridge is this way. I'm gonna go for more of a Jacko vibe. It's nice. And that's bridge, and then we go more neck. We roll tone up again. You get should. So really I need to get this through my Aguilar to have a proper playthrough and get through to yourself, have myself sounds that I normally go through to get a proper feel of it. But this neck is very. Have a look. It's almost. What would you describe the taper of it on it as?
I know it's on front to back measurement. It's quite slim.
Yeah.
Because obviously we were saying earlier 5-string, because they're wider.
Yeah.
You can't have them too deep anyway, because it would just be too much of a handful.
That's it. But it
So
feels
it's a very slim C, really.
Yeah, it feels nice. It's got a good. It's certainly easy to move around. Because now pickups are balanced. I'll go somewhere halfway between, so just both pickups. See here, you almost got a remnants of a P-ish tone you can kind of pull out from it. When I think of that kind of like older kind of P slap,
Yeah.
it still sounds like a jazz, but you can kind of pull it out a bit more.
Smoothness, but
Yeah. See there, it still sounds like a jazz, but there I can get a bit more P-esque.
most people want their one favourite tone and something else. Say
Yeah.
guitarists, they want that sound that's in their head. They want a second sound, whether it's a cleaner sound or a punchier sound as a second switch or
That's
backup.
it.
So you need to be able to have a range. And that sounds like it's got.
Yeah. You see, so it's all there, man. It sounds good. Yeah, and then more importantly, it feels good. It feels good in the hand. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's cool, man.
Seems to work.
It definitely works. I want to get this through my preamp, through my settings, and really see what we can get out of it at some point. Because this feels great, and obviously limited by the practice amp that is here to really have it shine. But see, it's good, man. I like that a lot. Feels super nice. The neck for me is, in fact, my Elite Jazz 5 is similar to this. Obviously, this is passive, and I've really grown a warming towards 5-string passive basses. Don't ask me why. It just, for me, it makes more sense to have a kind of floor-mounted kind of preamp setup, especially with all the rigs and flyboards now. Every room sounds so different, and whatever you go through sounds different. So to just have an easily adjustable place where I know exactly where I'm at on the preamp, and then have the solid just passive bass, and I find them a bit more dynamic, and I can get more out of them. But that's me. I know you guys are all different, and I know you guys have flamed me before for talking about preamps and basses and not liking 18-volt preamps, but personal preference, and that's it, right? It's all personal preference.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like an instrument, don't play it, and if you do, go ahead. Playing the homecoming for our British athletes in a couple months' time, and we may even end up bringing this one on for the show to run for any of the 4-string numbers. So, but yeah, this is a
pretty heavy
piece of
relic.
kit. Yeah,
Black tortoiseshell control plate, which I did just to give it a little bit of colour flash. Again, bare knuckle pickups, quite a more heavier wear pattern on the neck. Telly headstock, it's quite a cool little thing.
Because what year is this kind of headstock? Was that like a 52 type of
Well,
vibe?
yeah,
or-
it's an early 50s. I
Yeah.
think they did it on a few things, but this is more like a late 50s type P bass. Got a few scratches and dings, like it's lived a life.
That's it, man. And talk me through maybe a bit about the process. Actually, let me get the Winyard tag in there. Yeah, talk me through about the finishing process, the bits that you're happy to share.
Well, I don't do my own spraying, but I work with a guy who has a detailed understanding of how to make these paints extremely brittle, so that they lacquer check nicely, and it also makes it easier to make the actual relicing more authentic.
See if I can get some of that check in there.
So there's chipping, there's wear, there are all sorts of there are 3 or 4 things you have to be aware of. There's just as the paint gets older, it would start to look like this. There's particular damage when guitars get bumped or dinged, and then there's just a wear patterns where people play and it starts to just give away. So you need to combine those things and still make it look kind of authentic, because 1 or 2 people have done this sort of thing, and it immediately looks unreal and inauthentic.
Yeah.
I try and do it so it's subtle. There's a subtle wear pattern on the neck and on the fretboard, for instance, that isn't pitted at all. Sometimes luthiers make these a bit pitted, but I want it to play and feel like it's a brand new fretboard.
Yep.
But obviously it's rounded on the edges, all the edges are rolled. It just has a played in feel to it, as it looks like a 60, 70-year-old girl that's got a few war stories to tell.
This is it, man. And then for our viewers at home, they're probably dying to know, what sort of price range do these basses sit in? Bearing in mind we're talking UK pounds.
I make most of my basses are between sort of £2,500 and £3,000 each. I always try and stack it up with the equivalent as a Fender Master Builder, where you get one guy making your bass from start to finish.
Yeah.
You start that process by sending them $10,000, and then they tell you how much you need to pay at the end.
That's it.
So there are all sorts of flavors. People can choose literally any color that is available. These vintage Fender colors are really cool. So this is a little bit of a modern flavor, but again, people, being a custom guitar, anybody who's got any ideas of how they've always wanted it, they can come and talk to me, and we can find a way of making it happen.
Yeah, and you really are into the whole kind of, essentially it's your bass, your custom thing.
Yeah, well, I know they're not cheap basses, so people who spend that sort of money on an instrument want it to have a certain way, or have dreamed about it for years, and it's something that you can deliver at what is comparably with other people a reasonably affordable price, even though I know it's quite high.
No, it's good, man, because you can't get that kind of level of detail and customization, and like it's actually built for you. It's not just blanks that are then completely just bits and bob based.
It's not just thrown together in a factory in 10 minutes. I also do build books, so an A4 coffee book of the.
I have seen these books. I wish I could show you right now. It's super cool. It's like a coffee table printout of the different stages of the build. Like, if you ever do go down the route of getting one, I want one of these books, and I've not even bought a bass. I just want one as a coffee for the table anyway. So, yeah, look into this if you can. You got some pictures of that online somewhere,
there are a few pictures online, what you can see what they've done, or anyone can sort of message me. I'm happy to send down a PDF of one that I've done so they get a flavour of it. But it's the whole journey from wood to the finished article, for the electronics, fitting of every part, everything that gets done to a guitar or bass. If people want it. If not, it's not part of the cost. So it's not something I do and then charge people indiscriminately. If people want it, they're more than welcome to have one. But they are quite a lovely souvenir of having a custom guitar built.
Absolutely, and if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly, right?
Absolutely.
Describe this one again briefly, just specs-wise.
So that's a heavy relic, all the body with, I call it a dirty finish on the neck. So it's like a faded finish, which is discoloured as well, just to show wear patterns. Fully rounded, rolled edges, fret ends. I'm obsessed with frets. It takes me about a day to get all the frets done.
Yeah,
That's
man.
4 strings, got a funky Telecaster headstock.
That's it. I am a fan of the Telecaster P's visually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the tone, isn't it? You need to roll that off. You know, more and more, I'm warming to P's in general. And then a little bit more. See, for a 4, because I'm a 5-string player, I really like a B neck. It's just that bit chunkier.
Yeah, that's a bit like a D shape. It's got slightly a bit more in the shoulders.
Feels good, man. Feels good. Guy, it's been a pleasure, man.
Good to see him being played, man.
Absolutely. Guy, anything else you'd love to tell the lovely people on YouTube, online, really?
Come and find, especially the Instagram. I put all sorts of new stuff on there, and 1 or 2 things that maybe aren't out yet, or did in the past that maybe snuck past people and they didn't catch it. So come and find it on Instagram, Winyard Guitars. And keep a look out for some new stuff. Got something that's going to break the internet coming along in a few weeks.
Something very exciting coming soon.
So that will be a real head turner. So I can't wait for that.
This is it. This has been the day with Winyard Guitars and with Guy. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.